皆様ご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。本日は北欧ヘルステック最先端とつながるピッチ&ネットワーキング10社を超える北欧のスタートアップが日本橋に集結をハイブリッド形式にてお送りいたします。私はLINK-Jの木内と申します。本日は画面でお示ししているプログラムに沿って進めてまいります。北欧と日本をつなぐ組織であるノルディックイノベーションハウス東京様は昨年に引き続き北欧ヘルステック訪日ツアーを実施されました。これは日本市場進出に意欲的な北欧ヘルステックスタートアップを対象としたツアーです。本日は来日した11社に日本橋にお越しいただき、ノルディックイノベーションハウス東京様とLINK-Jが協力をしてピッチおよびネットワーキングレセプションを開催いたします。なお、事務局からのお願いが2つございます。ウェビナー終了後にアンケートフォームが表示されますので、ぜひ本日のイベントのご感想をお寄せいただきますようお願いいたします。また、ウェビナー中の録音・録画、画面キャプチャーなどはお控えください。それでは最初に開会のご挨拶をいただきます。ご挨拶はスウェーデン大使館商務部、投資部商務参事官カルステン・グロンブラッド様から頂戴いたします。それではお願いいたします。
ありがとう、こんにちは。It's a great pleasure and honor to have the opportunity to say a few opening words here on behalf of the delegation and on behalf of the Nordic Innovation House and also the TPOs. I'm representing Business Sweden, also known as the Commercial Department of the Embassy. My name is Carsten Granblad and I'm the Trade Commissioner to Japan from Sweden. So why are we here today with a very good delegation? Well, actually matchmaking is the main word. And why is this important? Well, those of you who know the Nordics might also know that we are far up in the north. It's not much further to go, then you will reach the pole and vice versa. So we are quite small nations also, only around 25 million people living up there. And we are open economies, we are very trade driven, we have all been out there and we also are cultivating trade relations. Going back to the Vikings, we were out and about, not always making friends, but even then we were trading. And we are actually punching above our weight. So if we take and combine all the Nordic nations' GDP, we are the 11th largest economy in the world. And also, if you look at all the rankings, innovation rankings, the Nordics are normally somewhere around top 5. And you can also see it as the startup factory of the world with more than 35 unicorns. So why are we punching above our weight? Well, one of the main answers is innovation, thanks to innovation and also R&D. And then the next question is, why are the Nordics so innovative and why are we so good at bringing out innovative companies and also driving R&D? So I think there is a lot of answers to that question. From my experience, I've been working with innovation platforms in Austria, Switzerland, Israel and also in India. And there's also different origins why innovation is being created. But I think one common denominator is that its success factor is based on like openness and curiosity, and that of course drives diversity. So we can also see that for example, combining different type of capabilities like the digital is another area where the Nordics are very good. And you see that digital goes into a lot of different sectors, especially in the healthcare sector. Digital is now more and more revolutionizing how we are working. But also combining different type of partners. I also read about combining a hybrid by using startups and also bigger corporations. They together actually create more result than working on their own. So the hybrid is also another thing. And of course, another thing that we have in common, also with Japan, if we look at the life science more specific, is that we have a very inclusive healthcare system. It's for everyone, and it's more or less free, or to a very little nominal cost for the patient. Also the social system makes it possible for us to take a little bit more risks as individuals. We have a very strong safety net, so entrepreneurs can take a little bit more of a risk and not risking to lose the fruit in their private life. And of course, we also, as Japan, we have big corporations. We have the AstraZenecas, we have the Novo Nordics, we have big medtech companies. And also, if you pair that with quite a very good academia and research facilities, you have the Karolinska. You all know about the Nobel Prize, and that, of course, stems from that environment. And then you add the strong clusters, the life science clusters, where the Nordics also are punching above the weight in terms of numbers, but also in terms of number of publications. And there, for example, you can mention the cross-border medical village between Sweden and Copenhagen in the south, Malmö, Copenhagen, with thousands of people working in that cluster. And to share some numbers, I mean, more than 4,000 life science companies. The life science production is exceeding more than 30 billion euros. So the delegation here today, I think what they are looking for are also quite a diverse field of opportunities for collaboration. It is R&D partnerships, it could be investments, go to market in Japan, but it could also be investments to go globally, actually. And the same goes for potential clients and also finding go-to-market partners here with Japan. So with those small opening words, I hope that you will have a fruitful and take the opportunity to match. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。続きまして主催者挨拶です。まずは主催者の一人であるノルディックイノベーションハウス東京コミュニティディレクターニコラス・カルボネン様から頂戴いたします。よろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございました。皆さんこんにちは。私、ノルディックイノベーションハウス東京のコミュニティディレクターニコラスと申します。お越しいただきありがとうございました。今日のプレゼンは英語でさせていただきます。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Niklas Karvonen from Nordic Innovation House Tokyo, and in the short 5 minutes I will share a little bit about our organization and also about the health tech delegation that we have brought here together with our partner Nordic Asian Venture Alliance. But first of all, thank you very much for LINK-J for hosting us today and offering this wonderful venue for matchmakings and future collaboration opportunities. The Nordic Innovation House. And let me move on to the next slide. The Nordic Innovation House, we are a joint platform with the 5 Nordic embassies and particularly the trade sections of the Nordic embassies, incorporating of Business Finland, Business Sweden, Innovation Norway, Business Iceland, and the Trade Council of the Danish Embassy. And our mission is to scale the best of the Nordics, as we say. So we work with Nordic startups and tech companies, such as we brought here today, to connect to the right ecosystems in the markets where we operate. Besides Tokyo, that we opened in 2020, we have also locations in Silicon Valley, New York, Singapore, and Hong Kong. We are supported by Nordic Innovation and the Nordic Council of Ministers. And as I mentioned, this is the board for this project. A few more details about the activities that we do. Delegations, now that Japan has finally opened for travel again. We know it was closed for a long time, but now we are welcoming guests and startups, companies to join on different fields. Today we are talking about health, but we also work on areas such as batteries and smart cities. Besides that, we do pitching events, matchmaking activities, sharing information about the Nordic innovation ecosystems, as well as raising awareness of the Japanese markets and the opportunities here to our Nordic audience. These are just some of the events that we have done before. Main message here is that we are a collaborative platform, and we do look forward to meeting all of you and seeing how could we bridge our ecosystems and connections between Japan and the Nordic countries. A few words about the Health Tech delegation. This is actually our very last event for the 4-day program. So we are very happy and pleased to be here at LINK-J to do that. But besides that, we've had visits to universities, we've talked to VCs, some general trading companies, university hospitals, etc. So our company should be well aware of the market here, and they're very much looking forward to meeting and talking to all of you. Since I have the opportunity, I just wanted to say a few words about the Nordic startup ecosystem. As was mentioned in the opening remarks, we are very innovative and punching above our weights. We have about 39 unicorn companies from the Nordic countries, and strengths in many fields that we think are relevant for cooperation with Japan, health being one of them, but also clean technologies, smart cities. There's also been a lot of collaboration in gaming and also fintech and deep tech. Legacies from companies such as Nokia and Sony Ericsson, a lot of innovations in 5G, 6G, Bluetooth, IoT, which are also relevant fields for health as well. And we are very happy countries. We rank in the World Happiness Ranking, all 5 countries in the top 7. It doesn't necessarily mean that we smile every day and we laugh at all things. But it means that there is a certain trust in the society and opportunities to pursue your passions and bring your true self forth in the societies, which have some links to the entrepreneurship, is what we are thinking. And we're also happy to see that investments from Japan to Nordic countries have been on the rise, which is also one of the reasons why Tokyo was selected as the 5th Nordic Innovation House location. This is just a little bit more details about the investments, but it is all publicly available information at our partners Nava website. So if you are interested in these types of investments, please do check out their website and you can find more information about it. And I'm not here alone today. I have also our community manager, Akiko Shiano, with us today. So if you're willing to connect to the Nordic ecosystems, please reach out. But I will finish here. Before we give the stage to the pitches, we of course have an opening remarks from LINK-J. Thank you very much for your listening. Thank you. ご清聴ありがとうございましたと言います。
続きまして、LINK-J から、高橋俊一事務局長お願いいたします。
皆さんこんばんは。Hello everybody and dear colleagues from Nordic countries, and thank you for coming to Japan. My name is Shunichi Takahashi. I'm a president and COO of LINK-J. And at this opportunity, I'd like to briefly explain what LINK-J looks like. So LINK-J is an organization dedicated to fostering an innovation ecosystem in Japan. And now we are now in its 7th year. And our membership continues to increase. And leading universities and national institutions and the large life science companies and also all small companies joined the community that LINK-J has built. And now, last year, there were more than 800 events like this on our network, on our platform. And approximately 200,000 people attended these the events. That's why now we play a significant role in the life science sector in Japan. And the one priority is to connect people and to introduce technologies. So that's why this kind of symposium is exactly what we are aiming for. I'm very happy to co-host this event with the Nordic Innovation House Tokyo. And last but not least, this event, after this event, we also have the networking. This is also quite important for us. I hope all participants, you're gonna have you can expand your network and also expand or find the new business opportunities at this event. Thank you very much.
Seems like we are ready for our pitching session. So first, I would like to introduce to the stage Will Gray, CEO of Reconnect. Welcome to the stage.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for listening. My name is Will, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Reconnect.
We are reimagining post-market success for medical devices. Customers who've used our platform describe it as a digital fan base for medical devices. Devices today are sold throughout the world into different markets through distributors and resellers. And this leaves manufacturers separated and disconnected from the global device users. When we talk to those manufacturers, they say, our distributors own the customer relationships. We don't have control of the data that we need. When we ask device users for feedback, they don't give it. And overall, the device users lack knowledge. The biggest driver in the industry right now in Europe is medical device regulation, and that sees the regulatory framework moving much closer to global frameworks like the FDA and other international frameworks. For medical device manufacturers in the post-market, this means mandatory device training, reporting of serious events, and a much more rigorous oversight of devices in the post-market. So I'm here today to introduce Reconnect, and it's a post-market success platform. Our solution is very simple, cloud-based digital platform, an administration dashboard for a medical device manufacturer, and a user portal for distributors, device users, healthcare professionals to access digitalized information, training, gain support, and give feedback on the medical devices, bringing both device user and manufacturer back together. The workflow inside of the platform is very simple, building virtual devices, linking manuals, documentation, building digital training, uploading PPTs, handling errors and complaints, and then gathering customer input. Our solution, in comparison to what is available today, creates simplicity from chaos. The value of our platform is really to strengthen stakeholder relationships, whether that's a distributor or a healthcare professional engaged in the platform, increase brand value and competitive advantage, improve the profit margin of the medical device, and accelerate growth. We have a very simple, accessible model for startups to engage in the platform. And the feedback from the device, the customers, manufacturers around the world has been amazing. So the value proposition for me today is, as a manufacturer, you can own your customer data, have better distributor control, and engage your device users. I'd like to meet you after the presentation and to discuss collaboration between manufacturers and our company, Reconnect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Will. And we are continuing in the world of data B2B, but moving on to a blockchain angle. Allow me to introduce to the stage Mark Bunga, product owner of Partitia. Stage is yours.
Hi, my name is Mark, and thank you for the introduction. I am from Partitia. See if this works. Pioneering deep tech, privacy preserving blockchain company located in Aarhus, Denmark. and has taken research directly from the university space and actually implemented it into a setting where we can talk about health tech, talk about encrypted data as one big thing. Our focus is primarily looking in the normal way we look at data is a centralized approach, as you've seen on the left. We would like to provide more trust and more data into this, having a decentralized environment for not just health data, but especially also health data. So we can have citizens, we can have doctors, we can have patients, we can have companies, both have more data available, easy data available, while still keeping the trust aspect as an important factor for the citizen itself. We do that by having a platform that can take in data from both the citizen itself, the private sector, the public sector. And one of the things that we have today is what we call a precision healthcare model, a consent model, a way of making sure that data is highly available and making it possible for creating new elements across the field of data. We do it in a more of a future-proof compliant digital infrastructure. As part of the Nordics, we have what is called GDPR, which is a big thing that drives this factor of being able to use data across, even though it's protected, which it definitely should be. From what we see inside health tech is what we have with us also is a way of helping that digitalization of effort, hopefully giving, as you see at the bottom, the citizen, the private person, the right and information about how is my data used, when it's used, and how do I share the correct amount of data in a compliant, privacy-preserving way, while still making it available for the companies that's there, for the patients, for the doctors, for the hospitals, and everything around it, providing a deep tech solution, a blockchain-based solution that makes this data available across the field. So in general, it's one general platform we have with a lot of different services. Health tech is one of the biggest ones. And a lot of these services you see as a confidential use of data also makes it possible for working on those data that is now encrypted, that is now private, that we need to still be having a use for when we look into the larger space. We are today part of two consortiums in Denmark looking at the future of even how the Danish infrastructures could use data that is available inside health. One thing is having an analyst going through data that is actually not something the person can actually read, but giving him the capability of calculating on that data without any issues whatsoever. Having the data placed on the chain so we know when is the data used from a citizen perspective without ever leaking the information. The other way around is also providing that information to a citizen. So knowing that we can make data available across everything. So the citizen itself can share the right information at the right time across that. Our hope is going into Japan to be part of some of the digitalization efforts. And I hope to meet many of you afterwards to talk more about how blockchain technology and even AI on top of that could have interest for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. And next, we are moving on to the world of digital health and wearable devices. So allow me to introduce to the stage Mr. Simsare, co-founder and CEO of Activate Health. It's yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Sim. I'm the founder and CEO of Activate Health, and we build digital therapeutics for metabolic syndrome. We are an early stage digital health company based in Tallinn, Estonia, founded in 2020, working with the largest universities and research institutions in Estonia, and now also part of the Oxford University Accelerator Program. Our team is, comprises of doctors, scientists, and engineers from many different fields, all united in a belief that the future of healthcare is more personalized and preventive. The problem we're tackling is massive. According to latest studies, only about 7% of adults globally have perfect cardiometabolic health, and nearly 1/3 of adults live with multiple cardiometabolic risk markers, a condition called metabolic syndrome. And the prevalence across the world is rising rapidly. Our target patient is a 30 to 60-year-old patient with metabolic syndrome. And the solution that we provide is a new class of medicine called digital therapeutics. These are evidence-based therapeutic interventions delivered to patients via high-quality software applications through a smartphone to prevent, manage, or treat a specific disease. We are building a full end-to-end digital therapeutics platform for metabolic syndrome. It combines a patient-facing smartphone application, including a cardiometabolic risk calculator, different contactless health monitoring tools, and clinically proven lifestyle intervention programs that are personalized with AI. And all this is put into a gamified environment to increase patient adherence and decrease physician workload. And also, we provide a patient manager portal for specialists or healthcare service providers with digital screening tools, remote patient monitoring, and connection to EHRs. Think of us as a digital medicine cabinet, combining digital therapeutic programs for specific metabolic syndrome symptoms, from obesity to dyslipidemia, hypertension, and diabetes. One of the unique technologies that we have integrated into the platform is a fully remote biometric health screening technology. So by using a smartphone camera, we are able to detect your heart rate, your blood pressure, different cardiometabolic markers, and also measure your waist circumference, waist to hip ratio, and determine your body fat percentage. Our business model is threefold. The vision is to be a prescription digital therapeutics that family doctors will prescribe their patients, and the insurance will reimburse the cost. But we also have a B2B SaaS model focused on primary care practices, helping them increase their revenue. And then thirdly, pharma companies who are interested in using our technology for combinatory treatments with their existing medications. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to telling you more during the networking session.
Thank you very much, Sim. And moving on, introducing to the stage, Mr. Anders Melik, founder and CEO of Coners. Stage is yours.
皆さんこんばんは。私の名前はアンドレス・メリック。私は Coners の CEO です。And the mission of Coners is actually to address a huge problem for hospitals across the globe. So this is the fact that about 40% of the patients admitted to these hospitals go through an adverse event. And for the hospital, it's creating something called unwarranted care variation, which is actually the highest cost item, something that the hospitals cannot actually get reimbursed by the insurance companies. Why is this happening? This is happening for many reasons. One of the most important of which is actually the shortage of nursing staff and the burnout, rotation, and so forth. But it also happens because there is a very little or low adherence to the standard of care. The reason for that is that the actual guidance for that standard is not actionable, and is also not accessible when and where they need it. So this is creating huge problems. Initially, we started, we set out to solve only this problem. So we basically made that guidance actionable and accessible at the point in time of care, and also in a voice-controlled manner, so that the nursing staff primarily could actually access this guidance without even touching their smartphone. Since then, after starting 4 years ago, we've expanded into supporting medical devices, consumables, and other medical type of equipment to be used correctly within these procedures. also anonymous reporting of adverse events, and we gauge and monitor and support the mental health state and cognitive control of the healthcare staff to make sure they are more confident and do the right thing. As the care across the world in many settings and aspects is actually moving outside the hospital now to the home setting, we are also a perfect tool to addressing the challenges that arise from that. And basically what we do is we provide step-by-step instructions, for instance, for rehabilitation procedures in severe post-stroke patients where family members are able to take care of them in the home setting. As I mentioned, we also support medical device vendors. We make sure their devices are used in the correct manner. We also provide feedback from the field, from the actual procedures, so that they can take appropriate action. For the hospitals and also the HR and training departments of these hospitals, as well as nursing schools, we make sure that they optimize their procedural workflows. So not the care guidelines per se, but the actual stuff that nurses are doing with the patients. So this is creating sort of a total sum where we are cost efficient, we're time efficient, so we're able to actually lower the onboarding of junior nurses time by almost 80%, and by that improving care quality. And one of the most important aspects that we bring is the continuous support for these nurses, a comprehensive platform for them. We have many use cases. So as I mentioned, home care, where family members are taking care of the patients, onboarding of junior nurses in a hospital in Colombia. A German nursing school and hospitals are using for simulated care pathways. As well, we are able to push change management within hospitals to make sure that if new information systems or other workflow changes are made, that it actually benefits the healthcare staff in a positive manner. This is a number of partners that we are working with already across the globe. We're especially proud also of our partnership with Johns Hopkins University, who is also sort of indirectly a shareholder in the company. And this is our team, made up of engineers, medical science students, and as well our chief advisor is a director of value-based care and innovation at Johns Hopkins. And thank you very much, or arigatou gozaimashita, for the attention.
はい、ありがとうございました。日本語上手ですね。知らなかったです。びっくりしました。Next, I would like to introduce to the stage country manager for Japan country, Toyama-san from Navigale. Very much.
Thank you for introducing. 富山と申します。ナビジルはフィンランドの会社です。Some of my fellow delegates told me it's a too big advantage if I speak in Japanese, but I got okay from them, so I speak in Japanese. Okay? じゃあ日本語で失礼いたします。ご承知の通り、先進国を中心にして高齢化ということが問題になっておりまして、今後さらに高齢化が進んでいくということは皆さんご存知の通りです。でここで問題になるのが看護する人の不足ということですね。例えば日本においては2025年には30万人の不足と。300そうですね、30万人不足というような予測もなされております。で我々のソリューションはこれに何らかのサポートですね、これを解決するための一定のサポートをできるんじゃないかということで考えております。で今日ですね、実機をお持ちしたんですけれども、携帯電波とですね、それから、GPS、それから必要であればですね、こういったミニビーコンを使ってですね、どの部屋にいるか、あるいは屋外に出れば自動的に追尾を始めるということで、その連絡を関係者に送る。それから裏にですね、バイタルサインのセンサーもありまして、異常が出たら自動的に関係者に送ると。それから最初の人がですね、出なければ次の人に必ず送るということですね。時間などに応じてですね、正しい方法で必ず誰かに伝わるようにしております。 で、本人がですね、異常だと思えばですね、こうやって自動的にボタンを押しますと、こんな感じでですね、通話も可能です。モバイルのネットワークをやっておりますので。でこれはですね、関係者はですね、PC、あるいはアプリを使ったスマートフォンでですね、管理をするというような具合になっております。で安全ゾーンもですね、各週のいつなら例えば病院に行く日があるとすれば、火曜日の午後は安全ゾーンに出るとか、そういった細かい工夫もなされております。で、したがって我々のデバイスとこのシステムを使うことによって、位置の追尾、それから緊急時の連絡、それから健康状態のですね、モニタリングと、トレンドを見たりするということも可能になっております。で、他社との比較なんですけれども、この左右の軸ではですね、左側が、独立してですね、自分で何でもできるというような人たち。それから一番右はですね、いよいよ、全面的な、介護のサポートが必要になった場合。そういったところではなくて、このチャートでいうところの真ん中ですね、家族や関係者、ケアマネージャーも含めてですね、介護の、重荷を分け合うと。それによって、社会的なコストも、減らしていくということが、狙いになっておりまして、その場合ですね、非常に重要なのは、一番上に書いたようにですね、長いバッテリーライフということで、最大2週間持つということで、その間に誰かが来れば、認知症の方はですね、充電をしなければですね、充電してあげる。あと、もちろんバッテリーローの警告も自動的に行くようになっております。で、これもですね、横軸が、バッテリーライフ。それから縦軸がですね、誰がケアをするかということで、我々ですね、長いバッテリーライフでブレンデッドケアということを標榜しております。で、今ですね、我々、ヨーロッパではですね、すでに、北欧を中心に2万台出荷しておりますけれども、今年、ATT なども興味を示しておりまして、アメリカの市場に入ります。そして来年はですね、日本に進出しようということで考えております。どうぞよろしくお願いします。Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toyama-san. And next, we are moving on to a group of companies focusing on diagnostics and imaging. So please welcome with me to the stage, Mr. Erik Rusk, CEO of Medbeat.
Thank you, Niklas, for that introduction. Hi, I'm Eric, and unfortunately, my Japanese is not as good as the previous speaker, but I hope you understand me. So before I founded Medbeat, I worked as a doctor in pediatric cardiology, mostly in Sweden, but also for a short time in Japan, in Nagoya University Hospital. And one of the challenges that we have in medicine today, both in Japan and Sweden, is arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats. Let's see. Oh, good. So in Japan, these numbers are actually even higher because of an older population. So around half the people in this room will have a dangerous arrhythmia at some point in their life, and arrhythmias cause around 30% of all strokes worldwide. The problems with arrhythmias is not really treating them, but diagnosing them. So this is the way it works today. The patient has to visit multiple different healthcare centers and go to a specialized hospital, which takes a lot of time. And the old equipment that is used also limits the total recording time to around 24 hours.
That's why Medbit developed a new system, which is very user-friendly and can be used already in primary care. It also has a long monitoring time, so the patient can wear it for up to 30 days and in their everyday life. This is what the device looks like. So it's easy to use, has a very high clinical sensitivity and specificity. So we catch a lot of the arrhythmias, and it's also completely waterproof. So the patient can use it in the shower or even while swimming. Yes, and this is just an overview that when we record over such a long time, because many arrhythmias come and go, they're not present all the time. So we're able to catch more arrhythmias than the traditional devices. With the big data that we're getting, we're also able to use artificial intelligence to see trends in the cardiac rhythms. So even if there's not an obvious arrhythmia, we can see which way something is going. If we look at the global market for this type of equipment, it amounts to around $24 billion per year, and this market is rapidly growing at around 7% per year. We have two business models, one for primary healthcare, where they pay a fixed monthly cost and an additional fee per patient that is being treated. We also have a business model for the private segment, where they pay a single fee when they want to use the device. This is an overview of our largest international competitors. And what I want to show with this slide is basically that we're the only device that can monitor in everyday life without the need for surgery. I'm really proud of my team, a mix of hardware and software engineers from a variety of different backgrounds. We also have a board that sits in several national and international medical companies in Europe and the US. This is what we did last year. So we took in a seed round of almost $2 million. We got our first customers and we expanded the team. And right now we're looking at taking in some more capital to expand our sales and grow our presence outside of the EU. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eric. I will take that. And next up, we have Cerebru. Welcome to the stage, Matthew.
Thank you. I'm Matthew Liprot from Cerebru. Cerebru is a 4-year-old startup company, university spin-out, and we have been based in Copenhagen, Denmark for that time. We are currently running a Series A funding round. We make software as a medical device to make the MR scanners in the hospitals turn into smart scanners. The way we do this is by using our patented AI technology, which is CE marked for Europe, and with FDA submission and approval due later this year. So why do we need AI for MRI? Well, the MRI demand is outstripping the supply of radiologists by approximately 5 to 10% per year. There are fewer radiologists to read more and more images. And we believe that AI and the AI tool that we've developed can help alleviate this problem. So why Japan? Well, Japan has the lowest number of radiologists per capita in the as a first world country compared to other countries. And MRI is extremely popular in Japan. And that is only increasing. And with the elderly population, we can only see the problem getting far worse. So we believe that we can accommodate this problem by using AI, by using 2 different packages we've developed called MR Smart Protocol and MR Smart Alert. And these aim at collecting the data in the most optimal fashion while the patient is actually still in the scanner. The Smart Alert enables the reaction of that data that we've collected in a rapid way to the caregivers in the hospital. So if we look at the actual smart protocol, this allows us to change the protocols while the patient is on the table to record the optimal images for later reporting and diagnosing. That means that we reduce the patient recalls and the unnecessary sequences that are acquired during the actual examination. So in normal MR scans for a routine brain, you may have a very long MR scan with multiple sequences acquired. This could be up to 30 minutes or 60 minutes even in some cases, and with the injection of contrast. What we propose, or what we supply, is a shorter scan without any contrast, and after a few minutes, we're able to detect whether there are any findings in the brain that would warrant a change of the protocol, either to a longer extended scan for those where we have a finding, or a shorter scan where we have no finding and we just need to wrap up with the minimal sequences required for the hospital. This is what the interface looks like at the moment. We provide the feedback on the scanner directly to the technician acquiring the images. And at the moment, we detect these infarcts, intracranial tumors, and intracranial hemorrhages, and allow the workflow to be changed real time. The Smart Alert allows the prioritization of those findings and improved quality of care by directing the clinicians to the cases that need attention first. This allows enhanced patient management and consolidating the work list to allow the clinicians to attend to the cases that are the most relevant first. The MR Smart Alert is used both in the radiology room and also in the technician's room, allowing clinicians who are attending in the MR ER room to find those patients that are the most relevant for them to attend to first. We are looking at coming into the Japanese markets within the next year and looking for partners to help us with the PMDA submission, with the supply and distribution and the marketing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Matthew. And next, welcoming to the stage, founder of Spermosis, Kush Punyani.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kush Punyani. I'm from Spermosins AB. We are a Swedish company based in Lund, and we are working specifically in the field of a very big disease in the world today called infertility. What a lot of us do not know, it is not just a disease among the women, it is also among the men. And actually, half of the contribution comes from men. And as a matter of fact, in the reproductive age group, it seems to be one of the biggest chronic diseases that exist today, but we just don't talk about it. The market, the IVF market is growing, the fertility treatment market is growing and is today valued at exceeding $22 billion US, and is growing pretty fast. In Japan specifically, it's a pretty big disease. 18% of all couples today seek IVF treatment. And 6.2% of all births happening in Japan are happening through fertility treatments. It is one of the largest markets for spermicins. After China, it seems to be the biggest market where IVF is happening, and then is US and rest of Europe. And when it comes to treatment, today treatment is done by two different main methods. One is called standard IVF that you can see on the top, and the other one is called ICSI or micro-injection that you can see on the bottom here. The choice between these two treatments today is done based on sperm analysis under a microscope. And this sperm analysis is pretty much done the same way for the last several decades. Unfortunately, it is not very predictive, and 40% of all cases remain unexplained and undiagnosed. And this is exactly what we are trying to change today with the help of our product, Juno Checked, that we think is going to be revolutionary. The way it works is it is inspired from the biology, how fertilization takes place, how the sperms and the egg cells are meeting. The proteins that are responsible on the egg cell for inviting the sperm inside, we put that on a chip, on a biosensor electrode. We see the interaction of the sperms with these proteins, measure them through electrochemistry using our device JunoCheck, and can then tell you what kind of treatment should the couple be going for among standard IVF, microinjection, as well as intrauterine insemination, which is called also known as artificial insemination. And with JunoCheck, we think we are going to be able to impact a lot of lives, revolutionize how fertility treatments are done, and also how male fertility diagnostics are happening today, both for the patients and for the clinics. This is my team, very proud of it. Today we are based in Lund, as I said earlier, and we are planning on entering the Japanese market very soon. We are looking for partners who can help us do this, partners who can help us invest specifically for Japanese and East Asian markets, considering how big this is. And I look forward to speaking to you in the networking event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kush. And next, we are moving on to Spiroman. So please welcome with me to the stage, the CEO of Spiroman, Netta Miklis.
Hi, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Netta. I'm from Spiroman, and we are a company based in Denmark. We are developing measurement devices that measure components from exhalation by nanotechnology and AI. And by this, we can diagnose different kinds of diseases, especially lung diseases. Spiroman strives to provide peace of mind to people worldwide. We are developing the Intelligent Personal Portable Inflammometer, in short, IPPI, which gives you the ability to monitor your lung health on the go. A few notable mentions: it's protected by granted US patent and pending European patent. We are starting with asthma. And the next version will monitor different kinds of diseases such as COPD, lung cancer, COVID-19, and more. As I mentioned, we are starting with asthma. It is a big problem in the world. There are more than 260 million people that has asthma today, and it's also very common among children. In Japan specifically, there are also approximately 3 million people that's suffering from asthma, and it is leading chronic respiratory disease nationally. We were talking with people with asthma, and what they told us that they really want to have this device. One of the main reasons is giving them peace of mind. Here you can see some quotes of people that we were talking with them, explaining why they would love to have our device. So as mentioned, we are developing the IPPI. What is IPPI? IPPI will help to monitor your lung health from a simple breath, and you can do it from anywhere. Just simply breathe normally into the device, and it will measure the level of nitric oxide from the exhalation. Spiroman device is much better than the other devices in the market. It's much more user-friendly, it's much more price-friendly. There are no replacement parts, and it's accurate as the same. Here you can see a table of comparing two main competitors in the market. And as you can see, Spiroman device is better than the others, and the accuracy is the same. Today, to go to diagnose and monitor and manage asthma is complicated and long process. You need to go to the doctor back and forth to adjust medication, and many times it's ended up in hospital. With Spiroman device, it's going to be much easier, make the patient more calm. He can manage the situation at home after if he diagnosed with asthma, and he or she can know when to go to the doctor and when they don't need to go to the doctor. We also have a research device for clinical and hospitals. Today, doctors in clinic and hospitals use old-fashioned devices for testing asthma, and Spiroman as mentioned, using more advanced technology, and it's easier to use and also cheaper. These are a few hospitals and research clinics that can use our device in Japan. We naturally starting in Denmark, but we very soon want to get to the markets in India and Japan. It's also important for us to mention that we are working with sustainable development goals. And one of part of it is social innovation. And if you are interested, you are welcome to approach us and we will explain about this. This is our team. The CTO, Dan, is sitting here. And we have also Professor Jaipur and Jesper, which is also co-founder and advisor in Denmark. So we are looking for a partnership in Japan and also manufacturing facilities, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Netta. And next we are moving towards the last group of companies focusing on CRO and drug development. So please welcome to the stage, Mr. Andre Stadelman, co-founder and CEO of Anya Labs. Stage is yours.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here. Just prepare the slides here. There we have it. So my name is Andre Stadelman, and I'm one of the co-founders of Anya Labs. And Anya Labs creates AI solutions for drug discovery, specifically for early drug discovery within hit to lead. Or target lead, actually. So the founding team you can see on the stage here, we have two researchers from Gothenburg University that during 3 years of research developed a model of how to train AIs to be more efficient and more accurate in drug development. They were paired together with me and my colleagues at Chalmers School of Entrepreneurship. And together we formed the venture called Anya Labs. The idea behind Anya Labs is to create an AI-powered drug discovery tool that will help pharma companies bring drug to market faster, safer, and more cost-efficient. We do this by utilizing machine learning and deep learning that has shown to have unparalleled accuracy and speed. And we're currently patenting our method on how to train these AI models. The core idea is to take a target protein that has an identified action point where we want to trigger either activating it or deactivating this. We put this into our AI tool called IEEE, and out comes a list of multiple thousands of probable candidates that could be used for preclinical trials. Currently, we can see a few competitions on the market, and the most traditional and used tool is Schrödinger that you can see on the bottom left. You can see that this has a quite low accuracy and even lower speed. And it also has another competitor called Doc 3.7 that's commonly used, also a free tool available out there that has great speed, but it's terrible in accuracy. Sometimes they run a few billion of compounds and out comes a few thousand, and only like 3 or 4 of them actually works. But with IEEE, we can make screenings in days instead of months, but with higher accuracy, leading to a lower development time in up to 3 years in drug development. We're currently offering our tools as a CRO model, AI as a CRO. We can currently do ultra-large screening billion of compounds in days. We can do scaffold growth when we take a molecule and grow on this to make it fit the pocket even better. We can also do de novo drug discovery when our AI tool generates its own molecules, finding even more novel targets. We can add to this proprietary drug predictions like ADMET properties to further reduce the risk of drug development. We also do protein-protein interaction where the proteins, you can see a map, a heat map of how these proteins interact in the body, making more tailor-made drugs for individuals. We're currently looking for investment, but also collaboration partners here in Japan. The investment we need until this summer is about 100,000 euro. So it's a keyhole investment for our upcoming bigger investment in spring 2024, where we're looking for 2 million euros. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me later.
Thank you very much, Andre. And to close the show, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Patrick Singh, CEO of FinAdvance.
Thanks, Nicholas. Hello, everyone. I'm the last guy between you and the drinks. So today I'm going to tell you how we create disease models in the lab. For example, at Tokyo or Kyoto University. We usually study diseases in animals or in laboratory conditions in separate test tubes. But in the human body, these diseases and the healthy organs, they are connected by blood flow. So we have to change the way we do drug research and development in the lab and without the use of animals. The simplest way would be to connect these different diseases by some kind of blood vessels. And this is what our company FinAdvance is doing with Akita platform. We take traditional disease models, put them in a system which mimics human physiology, and by a rocking movement, we are able to generate biomechanical forces which mimics the conditions inside the human body. And if we do it in multiple chips, then we can do it in a high throughput manner. Today, we are developing this platform for oncology, neurology, and several other applications. But to show you how this really works, I will take neurology as an application area. On our platform, we are able to generate the blood-brain barrier, which is very essential for dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's, and mimic the leakiness of this barrier or the disease condition outside the human body. Now we are able to do this hundreds of times, and we can tell which drugs can cure or which drugs cannot even go to the brain. We are developing this system to mimic the whole body, human body, and we hope to do that. The research and development of novel drugs will be done without the use of animals. Now, on our platform, we have been able to show that the way that the organs behave is very close to how organs behave inside the human body. And even FDA has approved earlier this year that technologies like these are needed to replace animals in drug research and development. We have published our initial results in Nature Oncogene and few other journals last year, where we are able to show animal prostate cancer models, human prostate cancer models, and our on-chip models are completely identical. Today, if you are a drug discovery company or a researcher, either in preclinical stage where you are using animals, or clinical stage where you're using tissue biopsies or patient oncology materials, please reach out to me and we can make human models for you. If you are a young student or young graduate, we are hiring our first Japanese team member because now we have first 2 Japanese customers. So for that also, let's talk over a few drinks. I'm Pratik, founder and CEO of patented platform company with 15 people based in Finland. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pratik. Exciting to hear about your developments in Japan already. And thank you to all of our wonderful 11 companies who joined the delegation. As you've heard, we presented B2B data solutions, life science, health tech, medical device, etc. And we hope that you found our pitching companies interesting, and they're very eager to connect with you. And please join me for one more round of applause for our 11 pitching companies. And for closing remarks, I will hand it over to Kyochi-san.
皆様ご参加ご視聴ありがとうございました。これにて本イベントは一旦中締めとさせていただきますが、冒頭にも申し上げました通り、リアル会場ご参加の皆様にはネットワーキングのお時間を設けております。 ぜひこの機会にご登壇の皆様、および参加者同士、ネットワーキングを広げていただければと思います。会場は10階ラウンジでございます。リアル会場の皆様は後方エレベーターで10階までご移動ください。また、オンラインでご視聴の皆様、この後アンケートフォームが流れます。ぜひ今後のイベント、セミナーに生かすために、アンケートにご協力をいただければと存じます。本日はありがとうございました。